I'm Eric, and I have one of my donut droppers apart here, and I'm in the process of reverse engineering and building a clone for the camp. And this isn't my big belshaw B, which is the older one. It's the more modern, I think it's the belshaw N or something like that. Same principle, just instead of using those heavy aluminum castings, uses much lighter material, gets the job done. Is actually kind of the cooler machine, not quite as old, but a neat design anyway, and maybe one with a few more advantages. I like elements of both. But while I had it apart, I figured for those that are curious, I'd give you an idea of what exactly is in those housings and how this works. And a donut dropper is really cool, really helps with making cake donuts. Probably actually the only way to make cake donuts as opposed to the yeast risen ones. And the heart of it is the plunger, okay? And there's various plunger assemblies. And this is one. And what happens here is you've got these two knobs on the shaft, and you've got one lower piece and one upper piece. And this will slide through your pull-up, accept the batter, go through your the sleeve, then the top will come, push, the lower part will go down, top will push out, and then it'll pull back up and cut off that donut as it pulled back up through the barrel. And it's a little bit hard juggling the camera and this at the same time. But one of the cool things there is, by varying how these are positioned when they come up, you can vary how much, when they come up to get the batter into the bowl, you can vary how much batter is actually between these when they get pushed out, and thereby vary the size or the weight of the final donut. You're more or less driven by the size, by the barrel, and then these plunger assemblies. And you can get a whole range from mini donuts up to, big standard size donuts. But they're each specific to what you're going to do. But within that diameter, you can vary the weight. And you can see here, this is one of the parts of it. You can see the settings that allow you to vary the weight. And the whole secret to this, how it works, is with a couple of cams that you hand drive. And so here are the two cams. And you can see here, they're all greasy still. There's this little bushing, fits in there. And then those are driven or drive these cranks. You can see on this end there's the attachment point that links up into this, or alternatively into that, depending on whether it's the upper or lower one. And here's the little male part that sticks out. So one is on the top, one is on the bottom, pins on either side, cam on either side. And you can vary the setting of one of the cams. The other cam is fixed. One of them you can vary using this. And there's a nice knurled nut there. And that allows you to establish the gap, preset gap sort of thing between the arms, and thereby vary the weight of your donut product. So a pretty cool tool. I love the ability to make homemade cake donuts. They're well appreciated wherever I go. Regular donuts are one thing. Fresh homemade ones just can't be beat. And this is a really cool tool to get it done. They're not cheap. These commercial ones, you can sometimes pick them up for a good deal, as I have, but I've waited around a long time and picked these up sort of from folks that just wanted them gone. And but otherwise, they're still a fairly expensive tool, but a really cool one to have for your kitchen operation. Anyway, so I'll take a few pictures of this and put it up on the EnduringTechnologyPress.com website. You'll find the link in the show notes below. But this is how a donut dropper works.